Welcome to Council Connection. I'm Sweetie Marbury, Mayor and Durango City Councilor. This program is designed to give you a snapshot of happenings at the most recent Durango City Council meeting. This time we look at the May 15th meeting. Our meeting began with two proclamations. The first declared May 24th to 26th as Durango Poppy Buddy Days, a VFW project designed to honor the dead by helping the living. Proceeds from poppy sales benefit, among others, disabled and needy veterans and widows and orphans of deceased veterans. The second proclamation declared June 2nd and 3rd Durango Gun Violence Awareness Days to encourage a public commitment to work together and find solutions to save lives from gun violence. Those wishing to honor that commitment are urged to wear orange June 2nd and 3rd.
The Wear Orange event was originally created in honor of a 15-year-old who passed away from a stray gunshot after performing in the 2013 presidential inaugural parade, and her friends and family got together to celebrate this day each year in honor of her life and to raise awareness about gun violence. On average, more than 89 people die from gun violence every day, more than 33,000 a year. 2/3 of those are suicides, which are 3 times more likely to happen if there's a gun in the home. Fatalities from mass shootings make up a small fraction of overall firearms deaths, less than 3% of the total.
The public is also invited to a rally June 3rd at 2 p.m. in Buckley Park. We also recognize 12 area students in grades K through 12 for their work creating posters that show their favorite things in Durango. Each student was presented with a backpack for their efforts. The consent agenda consisted of 6 mostly routine items, all of which were approved. There were 3 legislative hearings on the agenda. One for an LPEA easement for a new power line to service a new hotel at 1111 Camino del Rio was continued to June. Another dealt with a routine matter clearing up language in a city ordinance. The third, however, was to consider an ordinance to amend city code regarding pedestrian safety and access to sidewalks and public rights-of-way in the downtown business district from 7 a.m. to 2:30 a.m. daily. 12 residents spoke, splitting evenly with 6 in favor and 6 opposed to the ordinance.
I think this particular ordinance is directed at people who are homeless and who have been or may try to panhandle. I think that there's, I'd like us to try to tap into our moral compass about this, because we're only as decent as we are in our actions toward the most vulnerable people in our community. And I know very well that many of these people have mental illnesses, they have substance abuse issues, but the problem for us is we don't like to look at them. We want them to go away.
You know, every time there's a tipping point. And my tipping point came in singing with Santa and a pool of urine on the sidewalk. Now, for years prior to that, you know, we've endured a bunch of stuff. I mean, endured, I probably had, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 people, called the police and they've had people arrested for whatever reason. And most of those reasons are because these people have said the magic word to me. It's 2 words, it's a 2-word phrase, and that phrase is not happy birthday. Let's just say that. I've asked people to move along. Please don't do that. Don't stick your feet out. And what they're doing is they're testing the resolve of people.
Homeless people are going to be the ones that are going to be the most susceptible to this ordinance. And what I'm asking today is that the City Council consider not enacting this ordinance so quickly. That we take the time to assess the goals of City Council, that we look at other solutions through programs or treatment, and that we not criminalize people for basic human behaviors.
The police have created crisis intervention teams, which are very effective in helping people. The city and the county are working on creating a homeless coordinator position to bring services together. The city and the county support local service providers with hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to provide services. And in my opinion, best of all, there's a permanent supportive housing program that's being looked at, and I believe it's in the works, and there's serious momentum towards it. And that uses the Housing First model, which is very effective in getting to the root cause of poverty and homelessness.
Many of you noticed tonight there were some people standing outside with the right to rest sign. I agree with that 100%, but it is not on the sidewalks. Sidewalks are there to be walked on as a way of transportation, no different than roads are to be driven on.
I think this ordinance is going to merely cover a wound that is festering in our city. And I think it's something that needs to be looked at very carefully from a proactive, not a reactive stance. Indigence is neither acquired nor is it desired.
Later in the meeting, councilors introduced an ordinance addressing sit and lie issues, some questioning its chances to survive a court challenge.
Not aware of any litigation, as I told council, in the federal courts in the 10th Circuit on this question. This is an evolving area, but I'm not aware of any case law that has struck down one of these ordinances, particularly in our circuit. So. And I wouldn't have brought an ordinance to you that I didn't think was legally supportable. I'll say that. So again, I think it needs to be narrow in scope. It needs to address the issue. Hopefully we've done that. And so I would recommend that we keep it narrow. And if we do run into another issue that isn't addressed here, I think we can readdress that.
The ordinance faces a final vote in June. Councilors also agreed to extend for another 60 days an emergency ordinance concerning a temporary homeless shelter near Lightner Creek. There were 4 quasi-judicial hearings dealing with mostly routine planning matters. Among upcoming events you might find interesting: the Durango Farmers Market is back for another season, each Saturday through the end of September, from 8 a.m. to noon in the parking lot of the First National Bank. Due to our exceptional drought conditions, no smoking, no camping signs are being posted at trailheads for city open space. 4th of July fireworks have been canceled, and we're likely to see some watering restrictions in early June. Everyone is urged to be careful with smoking materials and fire. Our next study session will be May 22nd at 4 p.m. In addition to other matters, we'll be receiving an update on the Durango Mesa Area Plan. Our next regular council meeting is June the 5th at 6:30 p.m. And that's Council Connection for the May 15th Durango City Council meeting. I'm City Councilor and Mayor Sweetie Marbury. Thanks for joining us. And remember, you can always contact your city councilors via email at citycouncil@durangogov.org.